Lo Komi Keshito.
Wachi.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu, and I'm here to serve you the news headline reviews. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. Sitting right here with me in the studios with me is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. We'll be diving into the news. They'll be sharing their informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Debbie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Today I asked you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God bless you. Miss Regina, good morning to you. How are you doing? Yeah, we thank God. Right, let's dive into the news items we have this morning. Government to audit public land sales, cancel irregular deals. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has disclosed that the government has initiated a comprehensive review and audit of all public lands sold in recent years to ensure that due process was followed. Speaking during a visit by Vice President Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman to the ministry, the minister said the exercise is aimed at protecting public property and ensuring value for money for the state. According to him, any transaction found to have breached laid down procedures or left required processes incomplete will be nullified. He explained that the review follows growing concerns that some public lands originally acquired by the state for specific purposes, such as agriculture and development, were unlawfully sold or mismanaged by officials entrusted with their protection. He warned that officials found culpable would be publicly named and sanctioned to serve as a deterrent. The minister stressed that all the land sales are being scrutinized to confirm that proper valuation was conducted and that due process was strictly adhered to. We began the processes of reviewing. One of the things that we all heard is that public lands that the government had taken for specific purposes, some for agriculture, somehow the people who had been given the charge to protect these lands were abusing them. We constituted a team led by my able deputy, and we got cabinet approval to address that. By the time we finish, it will not cross the mind of any government official to take public lands because we will publish your name in every newspaper. All public lands that had been sold are going under review to make sure there is value for money and the process audits are done. Those that didn't finish the processes are automatically cancelled. We are going on to ensure we implement it, the latter, to give confidence to the people of Ghana that we are going to protect public lands, he said. So this is coming from the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, who has disclosed that government has initiated a comprehensive review and audit of public lands sold in recent years. Miss Regina, why have we waited for this long while before we do this audits? By now, those lands, they've even built on them and they are doing what they have to do. Why have you waited for so long? In your opinion, just a general thought.
Okay, so I would say I don't really know why this government or the past administration waited for this long, because I believe the selling of public lands or state-owned properties did not start from this time. It started for a very long time. And mind you, when we talk about public lands are national assets and they are not personal property. And public lands are lands that are used, as mentioned, for agriculture, for development, building of schools, building of hospitals, building of government offices and all that. So for them to come out to say that they want to make sure that everyone involved is held accountable is a very good thing. And I believe in that. And I believe that when they are held accountable, they are protecting our value for money. They are also looking at deterrence matters and also restoring public trust again. Because mind you, when we talk about public trust, it would really go a long way under any government or under any administration. And as it stands now, I can boldly and emphatically say that most people have lost interest or have lost have lost trust in the public, especially in the government especially. I remember sometimes when we go out to ask people about national concern, they'll be like, I'm no longer following, because at the end of the day, these people are not even listening to us. They don't even have our interest at heart. So I believe that auditing it is a very good thing, because as a government official, you've been entrusted with power, you've been entrusted with government property. So why then should you sell it? And even before you can sell it, it needs to go through a very huge or a lot of scrutiny before you can sell it or even lease it out. So one thing I'm also happy about is making sure that these people involved are not secretly sanctioned or are not secretly punished, but they want to make it public for everyone to know. And making it public in a way, it will be a disgrace for these people, so it will deter others not to involve themselves.
Right. Thank you. Miss Debbie, do you think the punishment they are giving to those people is enough? The fact that they are going to publish their names in newspapers?
Well, it's not enough, but I believe after doing that, the law is going to take its course. Because if you listen to what he stated out there, he said there will be their names will be publicized, and then they will be so automatically they will be disgraced. They will be disgraced out, and they to serve as a deterrent to others. For me, it's not a punishment that is too strong. Disgracing someone is not enough, but I feel like maybe after disgracing the person, the land will be taken from you, or maybe you have to. I feel like you should pay. You should pay for that. You, the person who sold, you, the public official who sold that land, you're supposed to pay. You're supposed to pay on behalf of the person you sold the land for. So let's take that, for instance, you sold the land out like 50,000 to someone. You should pay times 10 of that yourself to the state. After you've paid that to the state, I feel like you should be arrested and detained. If you have been arrested and in prison, like say 2 months, then you are let out. When we bring out strict punishment, that is what is going to scare people. People do not care about naming and shaming. Some people are just shameless. No matter how you try, they are shameless. They don't care. So you name me and shame, so what happened? It's finished. But when we bring out strict punishment. In fact, let's bring out strict rules. How do we stop it? There should be a permanent solution to this. I remember, I don't know whether you know Sir John. He's late now.
Yes.
For the MPP, some time ago we heard that.
Is it Kuma?
Not John Kuma, Sir John. Sir John, yes. He died out of COVID.
Really?
Yes, he died out of COVID-19 or something. Yes. So he held office. He was a member of the New Patriotic Party, but then I've forgotten the position he holds. Some time ago, it came on the news that he wanted to buy half of Achimota Forest. Yes. He wanted to buy. You heard that?
Yes.
That he wanted to buy half of Achimota's forest. Then I remember somewhere in 2012 too, there was an issue, a case that popped out that they wanted to sell a Bree Gardens to a private owners.
Yes.
And chiefs didn't allow that. So it should tell you that these are state properties. These are things that put us on the map that we are Ghanaians. We have people across the world coming to see. They say a Bree Botanical Garden. What is it about? They want to feel it. They've been see the pictures. They've been see the video. They want to have a feel of it. Especially these white people. When they're in Ghana, they want to go to forests, like all those forests we have, like the Bree Gardens that is made up of trees and all that. They want to go to the Achimota Forest. All these things are something that are on the map. They are found in Ghana. So we have people who are trooping into the country each day, and day in, day out, just to have a feel of what it takes. And then you want to sell out. We've left our lands for Galamsey. Now, as I say, no forest can most happen. So I feel like there should be a strict measure or a permanent solution that we can that can prevent all this. There should be a system that track our forest reserves and our lands. If someone is selling it out, there should be a system that is going to track it. The government should be aware. You don't just sell government properties like that, unless maybe the government is saying that this land, we are going to sell it out to people. But there are certain properties you can never sell. Something like the brigadiers I'm talking about. Ogotonsi saying, because it's something that puts us out there. Achimota Forest. Ogotonsi saying, you get it. So the punishment is not, for me, there should be stricter punishment.
There should be stricter ones for them. Right, so let's move on. Chief Justice proposes special court to tackle Galamsey PAC infractions. Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni has proposed the establishment of specialized courts to deal with illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, and related financial infractions identified by Parliament's Public Accounts Committee as part of broader judicial reforms aimed at strengthening accountability and access to justice. The proposal was made during a courtesy call on the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, at the Parliament House. Welcoming the Chief Justice, the Speaker described the visit as historic, stressing the importance of collaboration between the judiciary and the legislature in consolidating Ghana's democratic governance and strengthening state institutions. In discussions, Chief Justice Bafo-Boni outlined key reform priorities, including the creation of dedicated courts to fast-track cases linked to illegal mining and other infractions frequently flagged in reports of the Public Accounts Committee. He explained that such specialized courts would enhance efficiency, reduce delays, and improve enforcement of accountability measures, particularly in cases with significant environmental and financial implications. Beyond the proposed courts, the Chief Justice also called for expanded access to justice through the introduction of a shift system in court operations to reduce case backlogs, as well as reforms in legal education to ensure training keeps pace and emerging channels and new technologies. To support these reforms, he appealed for practical interventions, including secure office accommodation for the judiciary, improved security for judicial officers, and expedited clearance to recruit additional staff and technical experts. The engagement underscored a shared commitment by both leaders to institutional reform and inter-arm cooperation, with an emphasis on strengthening justice delivery and safeguarding public resources. So that is from the Chief Justice. He's proposing a special court should be formed to deal with illegal mining and PAC. That is the Public Accounts Committee. The infractions, we witnessed during the audit and then the interview. What happens to our courts? Is it necessary for us to set a new court to handle these particular cases?
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Waste of resources.
Why do you think it's not necessary?
It's not necessary because if you are setting up a new court, does that mean that the court we have now is designed for specific purposes, or the court we have now can only deal with some cases, and then when it has to do with another case, we have to set court for that? When was that? I think last year, was it President Muhammad that said there should be a court for...
Yes.
There was an issue, and he said we should set a court for that, not for Galamsey, but
for Public Accounts Committee.
Public Accounts Committee. He said there should be a specific court that would deal with that. And now our new CJ is saying that the only way we can fight Galamsey is to set up a new court that would deal with that issue. Like how?
Already they mentioned the courts are congested.
So if the courts are congested, what should we do? Like, how can we go about it? We should expand it,
Yes.
If it is congested, we should expand it.
In terms of infrastructure.
Let's expand it. Why setting up a new court? Because trust me, when we start with this, it will continue. Then it means every case that comes up, even if there is surge in HIV/AIDS, they'll tell us that we should set a new court for that. Yes. Even if it is child labor, they will tell us that we should set a new court for that. So I believe that when we set something, it's going to follow. The ones we have, the courts we have, the Supreme Court we have, if we feel like in terms of infrastructure, it's congested, let's expand it. If we feel like if not infrastructure, but there are old cases that's on board and they are not being tackled, why or how do you go about it? Maybe we should take some out. Maybe some of the issues are so expired that they cannot be, it has no use that there is a need for a lawyer or a judge to sit on that case, so the case should be discarded. If it's in terms of that, then they should look into that. But if it is in terms of infrastructure, for me, there is no need. Waste of resources. This is waste of resources. How sure are we that if a new court is being said with what he said, they will have time for things, concerning Galamsey, educate the people, and also the Kanhumbi, and to preserve our natural resources? That all combines preserving our lands and our water bodies. How sure are we that when this new court is being set, it's going to bring an end to Galamsey? How sure are we that when this court is being set, it is going to be a court that is free from bias, and it can prosecute people that are engaged in Galamsey, including politicians? How sure are we? Is it not the same lawyers that will go there? Is it not the same rulings? So for me, there is no need in setting new courts for Galamsey. What we are saying is that bring out, as usual, a permanent solution that we can use it. It will be a stepping stone to bring an end to illegal mining. Bringing up a new court, setting up a new court, for me, as at this time, it's not necessary. Are you trying to say that we are out of ideas? That is the only way, so that is the only means that we can tackle Galamsey efficiently and effectively? No. No.
You think there should be a better way?
There should be a better way. Waste of resources,
which he suggests we should rather expand.
We should expand the infrastructure, because another money will be pumped into that too. Taxpayers' money.
Of course.
Yet say violence, whatever abuse, then they'll tell us we should set another court. It won't help us. So let's come up with a better solution for Galamsey and stop beating around the bush.
Thank you. Ms. Regina, what do you also think? Do you think we should go for a specialized course, or you agree with Ms. Debbie that is unnecessary?
Okay, so per my research, we have about 468 courts in Ghana. And all these courts, I would say, that's one thing. We have the same judges, we have the same lawyers. Lawyers are designed differently, and judges are also designed differently. When we talk about lawyers sometimes, the way we all go to school and at the end of the day get one thing we specialize on. That is for lawyers. But when we come to judges are designed in a way they cut across everything. Any case you bring to them, they need to be able to work on it, or they need to be able to give their verdict on it at the end of the day. Now, this court serve the same purpose. The main reason why the Chief Justice is proposing a new court is because when we look at the existing court we already have, I would say they are packed. and all the petty issues going on, they handle it, from theft, financial crime to whatever, anything we have, they handle it. So in a way, I understand him, but I feel like he's not looking at the other side of the issue, the disadvantage, where the you kind of say taxpayers' money comes in. At the end of the day, we are wasting resources, we are wasting money. So I would agree that even if they can't start a new court from scratch, they need to make sure that at least we have like almost 468. So just take one court and operationalize that court in a galamsey form or whatever. And at the end of the day, we will all be at peace. The same way they pay attention to other cases are not the same way they pay attention to the Galamsey case. You can't tell me that as a judge you don't know that Galamsey case needs to be it needs swift answers, it needs swift results. At the end of the day, our finances are going down the drain, our environment are being destroyed, our water bodies are being destroyed, and also, mind you, we have allegedly political affiliation attached to this. So I feel like starting up a new court is a waste of money. They just need to get one court, rebrand it, and we are good to go.
Thank you. This is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History.
Bringing you today in history. On this day, American actress Cicely Tyson died. In a career spanning 7 decades, she portrayed complex and strong-willed African American women. She received several awards, including 3 Emmy Awards, a Peabody Award, and a Tony Award. On this day, 1777, British planned to isolate New England, often called the Saratoga Campaign. It was a strategic 3-pronged effort to cut off the region from the other colonies by taking control of the Hudson River Valley. The strategy aimed to end the American rebellion by isolating what they considered the hotbed of revolts. Teenage killers murder 3 people. Charles Starkweather, a 19-year-old high school dropout from Lincoln, and his 14-year-old girlfriend Carew Ann Fugate killed a Lincoln businessman, his wife, and their maid as part of a murderous crime spree that began a week earlier and would ultimately leave 11 people dead. The killer couple's deadly road trip, which generated enormous media attention and a massive manhunt, came to an end the following day when Starkweather and Fugate were arrested. To some few observances, National Data Privacy Day, to raise global awareness about the importance of respecting privacy, safeguarding data, and enabling trust, initiated by the Council of Europe in 2007. It commemorates the January 28, 1981, signing of Convention 108, the first binding international treaty on data protection. National Activity Professionals Week. It honors the essential role of staff who provide creative, person-centered care to improve the quality of life for residents in senior living and long-term care. The 2026 theme is Beyond the Ordinary, Everyday Superheroes, focusing on celebrating these professionals' dedication to fostering joy, independence, and social connection. Lastly, National Clean Out Your Inbox Week. It is designated time to reduce digital clutter, enhance productivity, and manage overflowing email accounts. It focuses on deleting, archiving and organizing emails to achieve a more manageable inbox. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina. For Today in History, up next we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. With about 60% of Ghana's population predominantly within the working age, the inability of the housing sector to provide affordable homes for this category of persons is not just an economic failure, but a structural barrier for the youth, a barrier to adulthood. Currently, the country's housing landscape is well defined by a deficit of close to 2 million units, which present high yield opportunities for investors despite the significant accessibility challenges. The economy is rebounding years of volatility with a stable CD now. GDP growth saw a steady trajectory of about 5.8% in 2025. There has been a significant reduction in inflation. The rate fell from 23.5% at the start of 2025 to 5.4% by year end. Alongside, the Bank of Ghana has aggressively cut policy rate to 18% from 27% at the beginning of 2025. But for the average Ghanaian, these improvements are usually overshadowed by the structural imbalance between property costs and purchasing power. Undoubtedly, Accra, Kumasi and Takoradi remain not only prime areas but also the engine of housing growth. In Accra, elite places such as Cantonment, Airport Residentials and East Legon have had property value appreciated 20% to 25% since 2020. These areas command premium pricing. For example, a 3-bedroom house is selling for 450,000 and 600,000, while ultra luxury townhouse in Cantonment can start at $1 million. Mind you, investment demand is heavily driven by diaspora remittances, and Kumasi around in 2025 an average home now costs roughly 670,000. The boom is partially fueled by inland port project. Same applies in Takoradi. Even in Accra, renting a 1-bedroom apartment could cost about 4,000 per month on average, compared to 600 in other suburbs. So today, I would like us to talk about something very significant and something that we experience often. It's, let me say, it's part of us because it's something that we pay so much attention to, and that has to do with the cost of renting in Ghana. In the previous years, we've had instances where we were being told that it's because the cedi to the dollar is not stabilized, it's because we had some challenges with our economy and all that, and so it affected almost everything. It affects what we purchase, groceries and all that, and then there had been massive increments in renting a house. And you know, these landlords will tell you that, oh, they buy things outside, they do this, they do that, and sometimes there are faults in the house, electric stuff and all that, they will need to fix it. And so they've added all together and they've increased the rent. So in Accra, for instance, if you want an apartment for yourself, you can get like 6,000 a month. This is not a year, a month, 6,000. And this has to do with if you want to stay. This is around Cantonment, East Legon, and all those, lucrative places that people want to stay. They want to stay. Pardon me. They want to stay. If you want to rent a house in such areas, a month goes for 6,000. So these landlords do not take 6 months, but according to the law, the rent control law states that every landlord should take maximum 6 months. That is what you're supposed to take. You are not supposed to take above 6 months or beyond 6 months. But when you come to Ghana, Our landlords take more than that. They take 2 years in advance. Some even take 3 years in advance. So imagine you are paying 6,000 for your rent. Multiply the 6,000 per month times 2 years. 12 plus 12 will give you 24. So 6,000 plus 24 times 24. And then you know the amount you are paying for 2 years. That is how tense this issue is. Now, in those times, they had a lot of excuses to give. And so currently, we've seen reduction in, the CD to the dollar, everything is stabilized, like everything is going on well. But the amount I pay for my rent is still the same, and my landlord is even thinking of increasing it again. You pay 400 for a month, single room safe, 400, 450, 500, 600 a month. And as I said, these landlords do not take it per 6 months as is being stated. They don't do it. They take 2-3 years advance of that. And I'll tell you that this is one of the main challenges that the youth of late are facing. So imagine someone wanting to live a life for herself or himself, going to rent a place. And then you are paying 500 a month. Multiplying by 2 years or 3 years advance, the landlord is taken. Then you pay that. And sometimes you pay such huge sum of money, and then there are a lot of things you need to fix in the house. The landlord doesn't care. It's up to you whether you fix it or not. It's none of his business. You're the one going to sleep in that room. So you also need to, because you also want your comfortability, you want a place that is very comfortable. So you do it. That is out of expenses. It's not even part of what you use in renting. So we talk about the system is good, everything is going on well, but trust me, we are not really feeling that impact. The question is, what enforcement should we bring on board to ensure that these landlords or these landladies comply? Because see, even if we should call a landlord or a landlady live to talk now, they will give you 1,001 excuses why they do what they do. And the most painful aspect of it is that within 3 months or 1 year of your stay in the house, they will call a meeting and then they will tell you that they are increasing the rent. They are increasing it. And here lies the case. You are starting something for yourself. You are paying rent. What? 4,000 plus a year. You've not even added transportation. You've not added what you feed on. You've not added all this. So it makes life so difficult. Yes, we might say that, oh, everything is going on well, but trust me, it is only few people that are feeling its impact, not everyone. It is only few people that are feeling its impact. And we how many houses do we have that we can boast or hit our chest and then say that this is from the government, and it's low, it's not so costly, and it's being rented to the people? How many do we have? Nothing. The Saglami housing project they brought, it has now become in the bush. It has gotten rotten. No one cares. When they brought this Saglami housing project, people were happy. But after this current government, then when they were in power, that was somewhere 2013, 2014, thereabout. They brought on this project. They started when they left part. The next administration that came on board, they did nothing about it. At long last, they were like, oh, the project was being marred by corruption and all that, embezzlement of money. People who were handling the project did some sort of things they take out, and they took what was not supposed to be taken. And today, the house has been left to rot in the bush. The furniture and everything that was used in building that house, they've worn out. It would have been nice if the government should bring out a nice policy initiative, just like the way the NDC government brought e-block, and they made sure that all districts, at least all districts, have an e-block day, community day schools for students. It would be nice if a government comes on board. They'll bring up initiative like that. They'll build, houses. Trust me, if we have about 1,000 or 2,000 houses that are built by government and are being rented out to people, are being rented out to public officials, private officials, are being rented to citizens at a very low cost, I'm not sure this landlords and these landladies will be bragging. I'm not sure they will just wake up one day because they are not feeling well, they'll be increasing price abysmally. No, they wouldn't do that. It's because they know that you have no option. You will have to pay. Because if you don't pay for it, so you will also want a place where you will feel so comfortable. So you have no option. You will pay for it. You will pay for it. And sometimes by the time the salary gets into the account, because 50% has been transferred into the account of the landlady. Aside that, you're going to pay for your utility. You're going to add other stuff to it. You know the most funny and painful thing? You are working, people know you are working, but there is nothing to show. Personally, you know there is nothing to show. Because you have a lot of expenses to cater for. So I feel like these are things that the government needs to pay attention to. It's got to a time we had people complaining. See, even NSS personnel, when they are being posted, sometimes places they post them to get a place, accommodation is very difficult. You will have to be looking for accommodation. But imagine they build, we have a lot of houses that are being built by the government. Immediately you are posted somewhere, they have a place to host NSS personnel. You don't have to be having sleepless nights because I feel like accommodation. No. There should be something that should be sorted out. See, that is the main reason why of late, people who graduate from the university don't want to even go to rent. They want to be in the house. Because when you're in the house, you're not paying rent, you're not paying utility bills. In fact, you're paying nothing. The only thing you do is that when the salary comes, you save it. Because you cannot be with your parents and still be buying food on your own. You will feed from their own accounts. And that is a credit. So when the salary comes, you keep it to yourself. So that you can save something and make something good out of what you do. But in the case where you rent, you are paying 6,000 a month. How much do you take as your monthly salary? You are paying 600 a month for rent. 600 alone for rent. And immediately, when you're taking that 2 years advance, immediately the time is getting closer, then you are feeling sick. Because you know that your 2 years savings is going to the landlady. It's going to the landlord. There would have been a better way to solve all this. See, there are 3 major things that drain the youth of late. Transport, number 1. Rent, number 2. Let me say it's even 2. Transport and rent. Transport, rent, feeding. Feeding is also part because you need to eat. You need to energize your body so you can work. But sometimes by the time you pay the rent and even transport, feeding us, it's funny, but it's not funny. Please, to the current administration, we know you are listening government, it's the president. There should be a policy that the government will build more houses to rent to the people at a low cost. Because salary ni yeji afana echo into rent. So please do something about it and we will be glad. Thank you for making time with us on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. The issue of rent will be an issue for another day. This is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be coming your way shortly with the news, and right after the news, we'll be coming with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
A very good morning. Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Ghana increases penalty for overloaded truck to 50,000. Mental Health Authority partners with Chief Imam to boost Zongo community support. Also in the Savannah region, the Sikh Rehabilitation Center missed rising drug abuse cases. Traders throw weight behind Kennedy Ejapon ahead of the upcoming MPP presidential primaries. Road users lament deplorable state of Malam interchange. These and many more coming up your way shortly. Government has approved a significant increase in the penalty for overloaded trucks from 5,000 to 50,000. According to Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Gavins Agboja, excess goods from overloaded trucks will also be confiscated and auctioned. The increase in penalties aimed at curbing the practice of overloading and reducing the financial benefit of overloading. Repeat offenders will face tougher measures, including the seizure of vehicles used to breach the law.
If we put in all the investment and we don't check overloading, Roland, the investment will go to waste. We cannot allow few people who are ready to always do the wrong thing to take all of us for a ride. We have already started taking steps. Let me just remind people that out of the fees and charges that have been approved in Parliament already, the penalty for overloading, which used to be 5,000, is now 50,000. We haven't started the implementation. Currently, they pay 5,000 cedis. And because it's not punitive enough, they make provision to do all sorts of things and keep going. That 5,000 is now approved in Parliament to be 50,000. Currently, when you overload your truck, what they give, if you go to the Azolo station along the motorway now, you see big trucks. Majority of them, foreign registered trucks, are parked there because they've overloaded, and they are now being asked to offload the excess portion of the goods. And then they should bring another vehicle to cut the excess goods. We are working with Ministry of Transport under the LI 2180, that instead of asking them to bring another vehicle to cut the excess good, we confiscate the excess good, auction it, and give the money to Road Maintenance Trust Fund.
As a punitive measure.
As a punitive measure. And I repeat, it is not a levy. It is punishment for offending the law. We hope these and other punitive measures will serve as a deterrent to stop people from damaging the roads, which you and I have made so much investment in building.
Okay.
Mental Health Authority has partnered with the Zongo Chief Imam in promoting mental health awareness. Deputy Chief Executive Officer Dr. Vivian Abba emphasized the need of collaborating with religious leaders in reducing stigma and improve community support. This initiative recognizes the significant role religious leaders play in shaping community attitudes and behaviors. By engaging the Chief Imam, the Mental Health Authority aims to leverage its influence in promoting a culture of understanding and acceptance while encouraging individuals to seek help without fear of judgment.
My name is Dr. Vivian Abadazi. I'm the Deputy CEO at the Mental Health Authority. Pay this courtesy call to the Chief Imam because we recognize that he's an eminent person in the society that we need to collaborate with because we realize that the youth and also our brothers and sisters in the Zigo community, we see a rising number of mental illnesses coming across our hospitals and in the communities. So we want to collaborate with him so that we can be impactful. We believe that if he is on board, they will all embrace it and know that, and also deal away with the stigmatization of mental illness. If he's on board, they will be able to be comfortable to come and seek the necessary help that they need, so that together we can build a society and a nation free of mental illness, and we'll be productive citizens as well.
Okay.
I can say that it's very, very important. I would say 100% important because we know Ghanaians, we are very religious. Whether Christian, traditionalist, or even a Muslim, we all look up to our religious heads and leaders. And so when people are even struggling with mental illness, they go to seek help from their religious heads, the pastors, sicknesses, elders in the churches, and also like the comforts and all that. So they play a major role since people look at them as people who can effectively help them. When we collaborate and partner with, together we can solve the issue of mental illness and prevent it from happening to collaboratively. You know, if the pastors are preaching about it, the imams are talking about it, the traditionalists are all coming on board, we can create a nation of productive citizens who are filled with healthy mind and body. I would say there's help out there. Please seek help. If you are struggling in any form or shape, even if you don't know what it is, just seek the help. We have a crisis helpline that you can always reach out to us for help in the society.
The Savannah Regional Minister Sally Subi has revealed plans to establish a rehabilitation center in the region, citing the alarming rate of illicit drug abuse among the youth. His announcement follows a recent crackdown on drug-related activities in the region, with 16 suspects arrested in Damongo and 6 individuals convicted for drug-related offences. The Regional Security Council has also intensified efforts to combat drug trafficking with support from traditional authorities and stakeholders. The establishment of a rehabilitation center is seen as a crucial step in addressing the growing menace of drug abuse, with the Narcotics Control Commission advocating for regional rehabilitation centers to facilitate the reintegration of drug addicts in society.
Yes, in fact, in the whole of Sabah, there's no
single rehabilitation center. So it is an issue that was taken up, and we are discussing with the relevant sector agencies and ministries and even development partners to see how we can get a rehabilitation center within the Savannah region. And this will go a long way to ensure that whilst we are carrying out the necessary punitive sweeping sanctions on those who are already into it, but those who have now even gone beyond just the normal consumption of them, and they are now very well addicted, and then they are like banana on the streets. We want to as well get them to be able to rehabilitate. And I think that we are on course. We are hoping and praying that by the contacts that we are making, within the shortest time, we can get a rehabilitation center.
Market women and traders in the Ashanti region have endorsed Kennedy Ohene Ejapon as their preferred candidate for the new Patriotic Party flag bearer election. The group believes Ejapon has what it takes to solve Ghana's unemployment problem and lead the party to victory in 2028. Speaking at a gathering at Bantama Market, Honorable Yapokua, a former assembly member, stated that Ejapon's business background and job creation record makes him the best candidate for the party.
Ghana Hano. So you talk about Nabokena, we are breaking that status quo. You know, so the Musu behave. So what's your bemu? Nipa and I said not buying for 8 years. And so because I am not buying intino, on to menka, because I am with your intino, on to menka. But so we talk about Nabokena, or no on for holy power yet. So we are MPP, so we are NDC. We are so on for Sanka Ghana Niakuma. So we know the Wasaka Ghana Niakuma. Honorable Ken, anybody, he will deal with you. And not only star now, the Medjumana, not the Amanda Samano, and you're different. And not to say, person you may be sister, may you follow the normal politician's attitude in media. As I say, a true about the Honorable Ken. And now, Santaman ready for you, I say, can be a complete point upon your party. You see, can be a complete point upon your party. Vienti aye ba kana dia komplo ko da pochi ni e country delegate say mun konko to aba ensama kana di ni say kana dia komplo ko da po message na okuta no no e be bo asantemafo because you get before no ye me ye bre enye ntuma e bi hwe ye ma ni ye sukuu na wo mu ye adwuma nye papa ni ye wini nyuma wa ye wini nyuma wa bie ye wini nyuma e twabu wo man Ghana enti papa ni mi se mi wo gidie e wo ni mu si e de papa no kwa ebesi asantemani Ghana ye yentia eje before yetie bi papa kan de Japan akompre ko timi se o man ko so ye ma ye die ye man kanko ye ni asujie enka bom papa ye papa kan de wo ba enuma kase ye ma ye school atifie ye ma ye adwuma nye ye ni de before me no mi ni na ye wodom you could win out to see out when you demand yet. If you are compared to the Louisiana, say because was see our year, or no, mining you, or mining you into your channel.
Road users are expressing frustration over the deteriorating state of the Malam interchange, a crucial connector between Accra and Kaswa. The interchange's function, joints are exposed, posing a threat to motorists. The situation is further exacerbated by poor drainage, causing flooding and gridlocks during rainy seasons. Drivers and passengers are forced to navigate through treacherous road, risking accident and damage to their vehicles. Although the Ghana Highways Authority acknowledged the issue and has conducted assessment, a lasting solution is yet to be implemented.
Place na omoye de na ayese speed ramp na wo ho no enye because ho no enye baby e speed ramp to ho a eye baby a like oh kwa you have to go straight and at the moment na wo awudi anim hu sa yi na wo slow down ni ofi wechi ba no hu ye and beside that so enye ho no mu ni nyina na omoye aja baby nti ase uduru baby a wo se wo swerve about this side me who so ka bi so wo side a very difficult. Nti the omuye on there either say be yes nyina straight anka be boa.
Oh, how did they be are from a bit is there? If you are tie no aye to meet you with tie na you ga to meet you go to meet ubodwan to crowd to me say and I say to me they be a nam shop so they be also spare parts na yekoto ti they be a yedwuma na spare parts nko na yedeto they be also aka when man be o to me shake so when that's why you to me fast so smooth by any so no it me gugugugugu na shake time ma wiki bodwan na de no
agin the hat say e be on out the speed unim say bibisa e wo soro ho atwas na to me to tom gran a pipe two budget and I be so ho one take killer accident to me see cause be brain nim ti o mo titito e wo top o ne ade ntino e ya de high
ya fa ho mo but edu say by this time say edu anopa kwan no nya photos na want ama traffic to me chi sa edu on so adi say omo come Madina La Paz no this say omo some this so we mo to me some chi reverse and say omo ba before overhead na say e dey akọ La Paz this sa kwan no so dey so nya kwati e sre pa say aban fa na ni hwe no be hwe sa kwan no so mai
odokọ kwan so mi na tutu any overhead ne so nam so kra na usuro na recently we are down for binya accident o free top o be top form intinu sisi apo yenim de ye ntie na nkwa so kra na usuro ntie po ma chopa mo mbra no be kwan ne mai wa yesrom
ese ties ese budget na so on moto etimi fi so say bom say na etimi ko pem wo no na fi so na be bo with every track you be quite be fi so sa e be bo sa dey say nyema bebiri e wo so esra ban say omra no me mwa kwano ase bebi wo kwa bo say na tutu so this aban na be there no ono that so ba no be there wo be it is right me say so omra no me mwa.
In business, the Ghana cedi currency showed a mixed performance over the 2-week review period, depreciating slightly in the interbank market while strengthening in retail market. The US dollar and Ghana cedi closed at a mid-rate of 10.88 in the interbank market, up from 10.70. However, the pound and euro eased by 2.70 and 2.57, close to 14.78 and 12.80 respectively against the cedi. In contrast, the retail rate saw the dollar fare modestly against the cedi to 11.90 from 12.15, while the pound and euro strengthened by 1.58% and 2.18, closing a mid-rate of 15.80 and 13.75 respectively. As expected, renewed demand exceeding supply caused modest cedi losses in the interbank market, while relatively subdued retail demand likely prompted slight price adjustments to attract buyers. On the external front, global realted flows and interest appear to favor persistent dollar weakness as sovereigns cautiously trim United States Treasury holdings. Meanwhile, the cedi started trading this week at 12 cedis to 1 American greenback. Its year-to-date appreciation stands at 1.88% to the dollar. To sports, Asante Kotoko could lose their captain Samba Onel as contract discussions continue to drag on. The Congolese defender's deal expires at the end of the season. However, it is understood that Samba is reluctant to extend his contract following offers from Libya, South Africa and Tanzania. We sent a new proposal to him and his team and we await their response, Kotoko's communications director said in an interview. He has made 19 appearances this season, scoring 3 goals. The centre-back helped Kotoko clinch 4 titles under coach Karim Zito, who described him as exceptional and expressed a desire for the defender to switch nationality. The chair of Parliament's Select Committee on Sports, Ernest Nogbe, has strongly criticized the current condition of the Boteman Sports Complex, describing it as an eyesore. His remarks followed an inspection tour by the committee on January 26 to assess the state of key sporting facilities in the Greater Accra region. In an interview, the Shama Member of Parliament expressed deep disappointment over the poor maintenance of the Boteman Sports Complex, which was commissioned in February 2024 ahead of the 13th African Games. Boteman Sports Complex, when it was inaugurated, adds that the sports complex was done for just one event. He also lamented on the total amount of money that was spent on the facility. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports says it will prioritize putting the Boteman Sports Complex and other sporting facilities into top conditions to ensure they are fit for public use. In showbiz, ex-husband of actress Tonto Dike has confirmed reconciling with her 10 years after their messy divorce. Tonto Dike had on Saturday announced the reconciliation with Churchill, describing the development as an end to their 10 years of online battles. Reacting to the actress' reconciliation post on his Instagram page, he said the conflict is in the past and is behind them. While expressing surprise after years of separation, he noted that the purpose of their reconciliation is to co-parent and not to be a couple. Daily Post reports that Tonto Dike got married to his husband in August 2015 and welcomed their son in February 2016. The actress, who was rumored to have left his husband barely 2 years after their marriage, officially announced a divorce in July 2017 over alleged infidelity and domestic violence. They have constantly engaged in online altercation since their controversial split. On some international update, 14 young Ghanaian men who headed to Russia for legitimate work opportunities instead ended up on the front lines of a foreign war they knew nothing about. The job advertisement appears in a noxious enough construction work in Russia, factory positions with housing included, security roles offering respectable salaries. The issue escalated in early January 2026 when Ukraine formally invited Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa for direct communication over a Ghanaian national captured while fighting for Russian forces. Ukrainian foreign ministers announced on January 7th that Ghanaian diplomats will be granted access to detainees who Ukraine described as a Russian mercenary captured in a combat zone. The invitation followed Ghana's official request for the citizens' return and marks a significant moment of accountability. Physical evidence that young Ghanaians have not merely been recruited into Russian facilities but have ended up bearing arms on active battlefields. For the government in Ghana, which had previously approached such reports with caution, the detention of one of its citizens as a prisoner of war made the crisis undeniably real. As the Russian-Ukraine war nears its 4th year, the recruitment of foreign fighters has intensified on both sides, but Russia's approach has proven particularly predatory. Shortly after the invasion began, President Vladimir Putin announced a strategic push to recruit foreigners on March 11, 2022, setting in motion a machinery of deception that has ensnared young Africans across the continent. The recruitment extends far beyond combat roles through schemes like the Albaga Starts program, which targets women aged 18 to 22, predominantly from Africa. Recruits are funneled into weapon factories operating under dangerous conditions. Whether promised construction jobs, the pattern remains consistent: economic vulnerability exploited, false promises made, and young lives redirected towards Russia's war machine. In Kenya, police raids in early 2025 intercepted 20 young men before they could be deployed, prompting the foreign ministry to secure an agreement requiring Russia to notify Kenyan authorities of citizens fighting involuntarily. South African officials also launched investigations after discovering that social media influencers were being recruited to promote non-existent Russian job opportunities to their followers. Meanwhile, research by the Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime has documented Ghanaian and Nigerian workers in Russian drone manufacturing facilities, part of a war economy that blurs the line between civilian employment and military complicity. In one stark case, a Nigerian man captured in Ukraine told investigators he had been forced into military service following his arrest in Russia. The recruitment machinery exploits a fundamental failure of governance across the continent, according to Ishmael Noman, a security analyst and former military officer. Young Africans desperate for work often don't ask questions when chances appears to knock. He noted the vulnerability that recruiters understand and manipulate systematically. Norma cautioned of a looming security crisis that extends beyond the immediate tragedy of deception. Those who survive and return home, he said, will carry a very heightened sense of violence, self-defense and autonomy, compounded by post-traumatic stress disorder. Without proper reintegration programs, psychological counseling and employment opportunities, the returnees could pose a long-term threat to national security across Ghana, Nigeria and South Africa. As a result, African Union together with ECOWAS are urged to confront Russia over youth recruitment. And that's it on the morning news update. Do want to log on to our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news stories. I am Deborah Adol, so do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio wo UK abrochimemu era from Ghana mu ha the sound system which spinning machine papa every amana ne ababegu o Ghana mu ha enti se we ye aye we ye engagement we ye wedding we ye birthday party political parties are mo ye rally se mo ye asori mo ye crusade So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boa sound in the moon at the dia any American food GTR sounds at the amount. Your live band in so I would tone sa at the frame ya beat me abababua ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel ahope pepe ena yebutu odi ane se wo befre empanifo ewo 0546960510 GTR sounds emu ode angaza.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
Good morning to you once again. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Yes, I'm sitting right here in the studios with my beautiful ladies, and we are going to be looking at a few interesting news headlines, and they'll share their informed perspectives right here on the show. Before we zoom into the second segment, good morning once again.
Good morning.
Yeah, there's something interesting that we haven't spoken about yet from the press briefing from the minority. The NDC used anti-LGBTQ bill to win power, now retreated minority. The minority in parliament has accused the ruling National Democratic Congress of using the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, popularly known as the anti-LGBTQ bill, as a political tool during the 2024 general elections and subsequently retreating from its commitment after winning power. Addressing the meeting at the Minority Caucus holding Government to Account press conference, Minority Leader and Efutu NP Alexander Afenyo-Markin said the NDC and its members of parliament openly campaigned on assurances that the bill would be passed and assented to once they assume office, but have since failed to follow through on that promise. According to him, the party's current posture sharply contradicts its campaign rhetoric, particularly against the backdrop of recent controversies over the inclusion of LGBTQ-related content in the senior high school curricula, which the government has described as an error. Mr. Afenyo-Markin also took issue with President John Dramani Mahaman's explanation that the government is engaging in broader consultations to refine the bill, describing the justification as inconsistent with the NDC's earlier stance while in opposition. He further alleged that attempts by minority MPs to advance the bill through a private member's motion aimed at holding the government to its stated principles were deliberately frustrated by the majority through procedural tactics. The minority leader maintained that the NDC exploited the bill to secure political power and is now attempting to distance itself from the matter. We hear His Excellency the President play on words to say that government was engaging in wider consultation to see how the law could be formulated in a better way. Really? Was it not the same law they said was okay to be passed? When the mighty minority members decided through private members' bill to now pin them to their own principles, suddenly, after all the processes had been followed, an approval given and the motion was on the order paper, the NDC, through its majority leader, found a way of using procedure to claim that there was no such approval by the Speaker and tried to scapegoat the Clerk of Parliament. We hold the view that the NDC used the anti-LGBTQ law only for power, and now they are facing the reality. They want to find a way of running away from it. We will insist that they act by their own principle, he said. So this is coming from Afenyo. He said the NDC used anti-LGBTQ bill to win power, and now they don't want to sign it. Do you see it as such? But during their campaign, did they make any mention that when they come? Okay, yes. And I remember some judge also saying that he will not give President Mahama rest or peace till he signs us.
So he signs the bill.
Akosi saying, how far?
I think as it stands now, no one is talking about the bill anymore.
Yes.
We are all focusing on one thing or the other, and then we've left the bill out. But the bill is something we need to pay critical attention to. I wouldn't mind if adults engage in whatever this so-called lesbianism or gay. It's your life. It's none of my business. But you see, the vulnerable ones, okay, the children that are dying innocently out of someone's shall I say abnormal sexual sexual identity, because we've seen the instance where Ransford died because he was being raped in the anus by his own coach in the northern region. We saw that the case went to court and it became foolish. We saw nothing again. So this is something that we are all calling on that should be signed. If you look at the culture of Ghana, we do not engage in those things. And trust me, God in his own wisdom knew very well that two people needs to be on earth, and that is why we have two genders, the female and the male. If God knows very well that I'm not sure he's going to create that. So God in his own wisdom created the world how it is today, that you and I, right?
Yes.
You and I get a chance to see what we are seeing today. So when you feel like you are a female and then you feel like you are a male, it means automatically you are not correct. You are insane. Because trust me, why should I look at you and tell you that I love you? Love you like how?
What's so attractive about that?
What is so attractive about that? That is the question you should ask yourself. So you see, this is something that we are all calling for. I don't know why. I feel like the main reason why they are delaying this whole thing is because we collaborate with these people, this US government and all that. We have collaboration with them, and in a way, I would say 90% they are helping us. So we are also feeling so reluctant to sign it because they have accepted it. So if we are signing it and they are helping us out, then it means that we are not going to get the help that we've been gaining from them. So if that is the case, then we are not going to sign it. But what about the people that are dying? What about those innocent souls? What about those innocent children that knows nothing? Some time ago, I was listening to a video where a mother was complaining that his son came home and all of a sudden he was acting let me say abnormally. Not to say he's sick in the head, but he kept like locking himself in the room, refusing to talk to his hair, refusing to eat and all that. He noticed that, but Okobisana was saying, not knowing his own colleagues at the dorm lured him and they had sex with him through his anus, and they even threatened him that when he tells someone they are going to kill him. So all this thing, Ashakolanu, so in control, but I didn't know how. It was later on they got to realize that this is what is going on. So even in our schools, the single sex schools, the boys' schools, the girl, even mixed schools, people are doing it. Teachers are taking advantage of our students. So it is because of these people that I'm always on the matter of LGBTQ. Because we have innocent people that are dying out each day and day in, day out. And let me tell you, some of these cases are being buried. You don't even get to hear it.
Yeah, true.
And that is why we feel like but So please, since this government came on board, the NT will show only for the president to come and tell us that they should represent it. They should represent the bill to parliament again. Because I feel like there are certain things that needs to be organized before when pen cannot sign it then even Sodom and Gomorrah, God destroyed it because it felt like he destroyed the whole land. So in a way, it's a curse we are bringing upon ourselves.
Right. Miss Regina, why do you think the bill needs to be signed?
So the bill needs to be signed because when we look at Ghana, this is not something we indulge in. This is not something we accept in our country. In as much as some people are already indulging in it and others have even come out publicly to even make their stance known. I know of a guy on social media who, after having multiple sex with these individuals, he comes online and posts it. He has said it with his bold chest that I'm gay and there's nothing anyone can do about it. We've also seen instances where ladies also come on social media to say that they are lesbians, they are not interested in men. Now, as Ms. Debbie said, these people are adults. They can choose to do whatever they want with their lives. But mind you, we have minors who are on social media who see whatever goes on social media. And social media is a platform where we are supposed to learn. Social media is a platform where we are supposed to be exposed to things we have no knowledge about. But we are being exposed to negative things, and LGBTQ plus is one of them. And social media is one platform that can influence an individual easily, regardless of who you are. I told that crowd with a normal TikTok, you just be scrolling. Oh, made that. Oh, I'll do this. Oh, I'll do that. At the end of the day, you would know that you've wasted almost all your time on TikTok. So our elders, the leaders of this land, our gentlemen, our ladies, they need to make sure that they sign this bill, especially President John Dramani Mahama. I remember he granted an interview and he said he would sign it. It's one thing that he's interested in, he will sign it. And we've also seen Sam Okujeto, Ablakwa, Sam George, Sami Jenfi also fighting against this. When they were in opposition, they boldly said that when they come into power, they would sign it. But now we are not seeing anything. It looks like they've even gone, or they've been muted. Yes, they've gone silent on this issue. Please, we don't have to wait for this issue to escalate or for this issue to get out of hand before we would want to sign it. And also to Ghanaians, I've seen videos of people taking issue into their own hands by maltreating and also beating these individuals who are engaged in this. If only the government signs it, I don't think these individuals will resort to that. Rather, they would hand these people to the right officials. But you see, what you be now, they no come police are. Then a police no nye. There's nothing the police officer can do about it. So they need to sign it and criminalize it.
So now that the bill hasn't been signed and these people are engaging themselves in these activities, does it mean that the government cannot do anything about it or hold these people accountable? Or because there's no law backing it, so they are left to go scot-free?
Yes, because maybe there will be laws. Okay, maybe if you look at the laws against people flat certain rules in the countries, maybe there will be a law pertaining that. But this time around, we need like should I say an independent law purposely for that. If there are no laws, these people wouldn't be brought to book, because trust me, the coach who caused the death of that small boy, now his case has become a foolish case. But when you listen to the boy's mother, the woman will tell you that the coach the woman said it and the woman was in pain.
Of course, should be.
Imagine you taking care of a child up to that age or make a bobolaba no akabanako chakofauto. Then instead of we holding that coach should have been used as an scapegoat. But they granted him bail. Where he got that money from, no one knows. They granted him bail and then he's out. So I feel like now that there are no laws backing it, even if you see people kissing online, what can you do? What they no call they can tell. Basically, say it's a siblings heart.
Do you remember?
It's a Holy Spirit's kiss.
Do you remember the foreigners that came to Ghana and came to?
Someone know Moshe.
What did we do?
Nothing.
We only spoke. Did we do anything?
Nothing.
And so they'll come by again and come and do it. This one they'll come and do it in front of the Flagstaff.
Okay. They won't do anything. The only thing that's happened is we the media get to talk about it every day. And immediately the media stops, it ends there. They don't even care.
No action is taken.
No action.
Very sad. I'm just praying that President John Dramani Mahama signs that bill.
Right.
NPP needs a strong hand to recover from 2024 defeat, Osei Owusu. The chairman of the New Patriotic Party's Presidential Elections Committee, Joseph Osei Owusu, has stated that the party requires strong leadership to remain focused and rebuild following its defeat in the 2024 general election. Mr. Owusu dismissed suggestions that the party could disintegrate, stressing the need for firm direction to restore public confidence. Disintegrate? I don't think so, but we need a strong hand to keep it on the narrow path to recover from what we lost and regain the public's confidence, he said. Yeah, so that's it. They said that the NPP needs a strong hand to recover from the 2024. And do you think that strong hand is what people are going for, which is Dr. Baum, yeah?
They need a strong hand going to
recover.
The
NPP needs a strong hand to recover from the 2024 defeat. Osei Owusu. It's coming from their own family members.
Yes. Osei, that's the first, I think, second deputy speaker of parliament, Joseph Osei Owusu.
Yeah,
he's the one. That man is a very respected person. I've not seen him. He's not the type that always come on air to speak. Blah 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 blah. Sir, so if such a person is saying this, then he's right. He knows what he is saying. That they should get not only a strong hand, someone with good record. So I feel like they should just bring in someone they feel like is going to help the party. If you tried someone before and you feel like this person is not capable enough, listen to the people. One thing I want the MPP to do is that they should listen to the grassroots. That is very, very necessary. Because they are the grassroots of the party. They know what is going on. So when you listen to them, it's going to help the party a lot. But when you want to dwell on your own, the Bible said what? Don't lead on your own understanding. If you want to dwell on your own ideas and all that, you might fail because you are going to pick the people. But don't forget that you are going to work with the grassroots. And it is the grassroots that are going to do the work in 2028. So if you bring in someone that the party does not want, it's a question mark. How then do you expect them to sell that people to Ghanaians in 2028? It's going to be difficult. So just bring in someone that right.
Miss Uchina.
So the MPPs, I would say they shouldn't base on who they know, how popular the person is, but they should base on performance, because performance would really go a long way. And looking at all these 5 individuals, everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone has the best they can present to the party, but all 5 wouldn't win. That is why on this coming weekend they would be electing. But to the delegates, we know that sometimes they buy the vote, they in a way influence the vote of these people or the minds of these people. But mind you, who you bring on board will determine how the future would move forward. If you just bring anyone based on how popular the person is, based on how well you know the person, the country. electing someone on the 31st is not only for the New Patriotic Party, but it's also for all Ghanaians. Because at the end of the day, if that person is supposed to win as the president of Ghana, whether you bring a bad person, we would suffer the consequences. When you bring a good person, we will suffer the consequences. So please, they need to be alert and vote wisely.
Right, they need to be alert and vote wisely. Before we leave, there's a trending poll. I've sent it to the page. You can have a look at it. And this is actually a poll that was conducted by Global Info Analytics. I don't know how true that is. Ms. Debbie says she doesn't believe in survey, but I just hope that I'll ask her if she believes in this one. So JHS certificate is the highest educational qualification among the NPP delegates.
JHS certificate. I know what they are trying to say.
Say what you want them to say.
I believe you know what I'm thinking.
Say.
And that is what you are thinking.
I don't know why I find it funny.
See, it's not, they are not trying to say that they have JHS certificate, but what they are saying is
that's
that their
highest
level of thinking, no. That's the highest they have.
That's the highest.
That's the highest they have. And what I'm trying to say is that what they brought out is not trying to say that their highest level of education is with a JHS certificate. But what they are trying to say is that their level of thinking is like you ending up with a JHS certificate.
So the poll reads JHS 43%, SHS 34%, tertiary 12%, non-formal qualification 11%. So JHS is the highest.
So then how do the person became because trust me, there will be a member of parliament among
No,
those.
the delegates.
The
That's the delegate. Those the voters.
It's a lie.
Oh no, you don't believe this one too?
I don't believe this. I
don't
don't believe
believe
it.
it.
What I believe is that for me, with what you are reading, what I believe is it's not as if they have their highest level of education is with JHS, but their level of thinking is just like yes, it's like you ending up in JHS. We have educated illiterates. We have people who are educated and they are illiterate.
Yes, and they
have their PhD, but how they think, how they reason, how they talk, it's like someone starting school, someone in preschool. Yes, so you see someone in a vehicle, in a Land Cruiser, but you ask yourself, so what was your last qualification? Come again, and the person says PhD. You're like, PhD, you get it. So I feel like it's not, that is not basically what they want to say. They are good though. If you take any Japan or problem, if you take Baumia, problem.
This is actually the delegates.
The delegates who are going to vote for the people.
Yes, for the people, not the aspirants, the delegates.
Oh, okay.
And so all along,
I was thinking you're talking about the aspirant. No, okay. Then
you want to be beaten.
Yeah, please, I retract that. You're talking about the delegate that are going to vote.
Yes.
Oh, it's a probability. They are right.
I'm wondering how they are going to interpret the policies.
They are right. As for this survey, it's correct.
Based on what grounds would you say?
It's correct.
Have you had any experience with some
of these correct
people? Maybe perhaps you went for reporting and then you
see sometimes you meet these people, you know very well that your party, we know people that will be sincere and tell you that, like the one Regina and I spoke to, I think on Monday, it was sincere, was party negu. So such a person, the person is sincere, he knows that there are things not going on well. And then we have people, he clearly knows that things are not going well in the party, but so be to moboa. So that kind of person, when they think over can say this one is any JHSO a crutch. A crutch. So as for this survey, 100%
you believe it. You don't believe in survey, but this one you
as for this one I believe. At first I was thinking the delegates the aspirants themselves. PhD, yeah. That is why I was saying that it's not about the setting, but maybe their level of thinking. But if it is the delegate, then the survey is correct.
Miss Regina, would you also say the survey is correct? Have you had any encounter with any of the delegates?
I've not had any encounter, but the survey might be correct or might not be correct. But one thing I believe is education is not only based in school activities. Sometimes someone hasn't been to school, is not educated, but is intelligent enough to know the left from the right. In Ziabiana, they have only JHS certificate, but it doesn't determine their intelligence. It doesn't determine what they are going to do on that day. So they should just let them be.
Please allow them to breathe. But what do you also think? Do you also think that JHS certificate is the highest educational qualification among the NPP delegates? Do you think so? Well, you can share your thoughts with us. We are streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, on X at GhanaTalks Radio, and YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio. We are zooming into the second segment. We'll go for a quick break. We'll be back.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. You are welcome once again. We are zooming straight into the second segment of the show. And as you know it, we have topical issues on board. And we have knowledgeable guests who are going to speak to the issue for today. This morning we have Mr. Christian Tete, NDC Communications team member. Good morning to you, Mr. Christian.
Yeah, good morning to you, your production team, and then your technical team, and also your producers.
Right.
This is my first time appearing over here, and I can see the enthusiasm that is behind the console.
Right.
I will say a very good morning to all of you.
Right. You're welcome once again. Right. So before we dive into the main issue, I don't know if you've seen the poll trending that was conducted by Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa. They said JHS certificate is the highest educational qualification among DNPP delegates. Would you agree with the survey?
As a matter of fact, I want to say a very big good morning to the CEO of MPA, Honorable Godwin Eluji Tameklo, and the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Madam Linda Akwele Obiniwa Oklu, and the Municipal Chief Executive for Tema West Municipal Assembly. I want to say a very big good morning to them all. It is important that we appreciate the issues the way they are.
The way they are.
There is a say that a decorated monkey is a monkey.
Always look like a monkey.
Absolutely. No matter how you degrade a monkey, it's still a monkey. My point here is that the pedestal at which the MPP is going, every single Ghanaian, a well-meaning Ghanaian, can identify the thought, the mindset behind their thinking or their ideology. I have not seen the poll personally, but any polls that is being conducted on any matter of national importance should be taken key critical note of, because polls give a direct reflection on issues at stake. It might be negative or it might be positive. And Global Info Analytics has stand out over the years, giving us polls, giving predictions, in fact, accurate predictions for that matter. The state at which the elephant family, the MPP is, it is problematic. And it is sad that they are refusing to learn. It is sad that they are refusing to understand the realities that has catch up with the MPP. MPP has failed to learn over the years, and where they are going, it is practically a ditch. You saw how they handled our country for the past 8 years. Look, the MPP won elections in 2016 with overwhelming majority in parliament. Upon giving us governors that they proposed to us that they were the better managers for our economy, better managers of our educational sector, in fact, all the key sectors of our economy. 4 years down the line was time for accountability 2020 elections. What happened? We saw a hung parliament, which was an indication that MPP all wasn't right within your first 4 years. That's why the Ghanaians gave you a hung parliament. What was the reason? Ghanaians were able to juxtapose, compare, tally between the 4 years of John Dramani Mahama first coming and the MPP's 4 years. Economically, educationally, road infrastructure. Look, you can implement all good policies, but immediately your economy fails, you will never see the success of what? Your government. And the opposition NDC that we were raising concerns. The pedestrian MPP is going, you are collapsing the party. They never listen to us. Ghanaians were complaining of high food inflation. They never listened to us. And they gave them hung parliament 2020 elections, thinking that they will reflect on the reasons why they lost from majority to a hung parliament. When we were proposing solutions, ideas, alternatives, they never listened to us. Anytime we talk, we criticize, they say we should go to court. Today, as a matter of accountability, they needed to go to the polls in 2024. Look, the reason why I keep saying that MPP has failed to learn over these years is that if you have won with majority in parliament 2016, you went to a poll at 2020, you lost massively. Some stronghold of MPP was captured by the NDC. They never sat down and identified the reasons why they lost to those seats. Tama West is one of those seats, a traditional seat for the MPP. They never learned and got to know the reasons why they lost to the NDC. Fast forward 2024 general elections, you have seen the massive sweep away of most of their traditional seats that has been captured by the NDC, forming overwhelming majority, two-third majority for that matter in parliament. Today, the MPP's voice is more or less like a voice of an ant. Because if you are doing something, Ghanaians are complaining, you are implementing a policy proposed, we are talking about it, hey, this particular policy is hurting the Ghanaian economy. It is collapsing businesses. It is sucking investors away. You fail to listen to people. You can't. Musisi can't pay the day. Blood of Jesus. The MPP that we head off. This is not the MPP that we are meeting today. And you say, Ope, say what the ADC MPP niya, fashe nkratemu. It means they don't read, they don't learn. They believe that they are superhuman beings than any other person. The point here is that they lost massively in the 2024 general elections. Till now, they have failed to even identify the reasons why they lost.
They lost that election.
So if Mr. Musa Dankwa has made a poll that their thinking is of what? A JHS certificate holders?
Not their thinking, but the highest education.
It may be true
among the NPP delegates.
Because as a matter of fact, you can weigh people based on their understanding on national issues of discourse. But the question is that, what were the questions that was asked within that particular poll? I have not seen the poll. I don't know the questionnaire that were issued out. But at the end of the day, it is either a positive or a negative reflection. And if they are people that are ready to learn, they should take this particular poll and track it down and get to know where the problems are. Today, we know of MPP as an intelligentsia party, but today they speak as if they don't really think before speaking, and it is sad that some of their candidates will act before thinking. That is problematic, my dear sister, because look, if you look at all the 5 aspirants, if I have the time, I'll talk about Mr. Kennedy Ejapong, Mr. Brandon Champon, and Mr. Dr. Bawumia. If you look at this group of people, perceived to be the elite that understand basics, needs of Ghanaian, but anytime they speak, you could see that there's a detach, there's a disconnect, there's a disjoint between the realities on the ground and issues that they are speaking on. When we were suffering, we told you that the economy was hurting us. You said Yankai Anuntum. When we were saying the dollar to CD rate was what was so bad, you said you were bringing a gold for oil policy to come and sustain our what? Our fuel prices and so on. But what did we see? We saw the persistent increase in what? Fuel prices. So when Mr. Musa Dankwa made this assertion, no, I hope you get that. I hope you understand.
Yes, please.
Because as a matter of fact, we build political parties to produce leaders to manage the affairs of our country. So anybody that wants to lead this country in the future, that person's actions and inaction can have a direct effect and indirect effect on you, negative or positive. Today, Dr. Bawumia is running all over the country campaigning to become the flag bearer of his party, to come and lead Ghana. So as a political party NDC in power, we take so much interest in it because their actions and inactions will affect us, affect our children and unborn generations. Today, we have the most expensive hole in this country. A baby born today, 1 year down the line, will come and meet that particular hole. That is a legacy. Is it a good legacy or what? A bad legacy? That is why we must be very careful on the kind of people we choose to lead us.
Right.
Now let me talk briefly about Mr. Bawumia. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo told us that he was bringing Mr. Bawumia purposely to come and manage our economy.
Yes.
That he was Bill come and what? Handle our economy.
I think he held a position in Bank of Ghana. Was he?
Yes, I think deputy governor also.
Yeah.
So that assertion, that's why I keep telling you that when the realities face you, you may end up telling the truth, but at the end of the day, you may be at different or disparity with what? The people and the real issues. Because what Mr. Bawumia proposed to our what? Economic recovery, strength in the city, a robust economy. But what did we see? He performed as head of economic management team. Take all the key policies they had proposed to us as Ghanaians: planting for food and jobs, 1 district, 1 factory, one constituency, $1 million.
1 village, 1 town.
1 village, 1. These are fantastic policies. But how did it end, my dear sister? Look, to the extent of implementing planting for food and jobs for 8 years, as Ghana, we went to ECOWAS to go and borrow food. To the extent that our children, our younger sisters and brothers at senior high schools were fed with what? Moshosho expired rice under the NPP. Policy implementation. Today, 1 district, 1 dam. What was the vision? To what? To help farmers for irrigational purposes, to boost agricultural production, to make food relatively cheaper. But what did we see? We only saw pit dark around the country with no success stories of that.
Right.
So, Mr. Bawumia has failed in managing on our economy.
And you think it's not even fit to...
Absolutely. Look, he was the vice president in charge of the economy. So if we suffered under the NPP, who do we need to blame? Mr. Bawumia. So today it is sad. If I were him, I wish Dr. Bawumia is my father or my uncle. I would advise him that offer Mr. Umpempeso na mudi ababedu no Mr. Tenase kakra and reflect, readjust, reorganize your base and come back stronger and propose alternative solution which we what need to scrutinize very well, because they proposed one 8 years ago, we suffered the consequences. You understand? Yeah. Now Kennedy Japan.
Time will not permit us, please.
Okay.
So let's dive into the topic for today.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Nyaotamaklo, for our first topic, Nyaotamaklo Frimpong Boateng sue NPP NDC over delegate system.
Right.
Two respected political figures, Dr. Nyaotamaklo and Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, have gone to court against the NPP, NDC, and the Electoral Commission, challenging Ghana's delegate-based system for electing party leaders and presidential candidates. The argument is simple but far-reaching. So they say the delegate system limits participation, concentrates power in the hands of a few party elites, and undermines internal democracy, even though Ghana practices multi-party democracy at the national level. Right. And these lawsuits raises a bigger question, not just about the NPP or the NDC, but also about how democratic political parties really are, and whether the EC should regulate internal party elections more strictly.
Okay.
Do you see anything wrong with our delegate system?
You know, before this particular matter came on board, the question is, what has been the trend over these years? Since we started multi-party democracy.
Right.
And who is Mr. Nyao or Dr. Nyao Tamakolo and Mr. Frimpong Boateng? These are founding members of the NPP.
Of the NPP, exactly.
And he said, "Kase obi awa bobel, and I say umunim there." These two individuals can never be counted out.
Right.
Some few days ago, weeks ago, we saw that Mr. Frimpong Boateng expressed his view about the state of what? Their party, the NPP. And because the NPP fails to understand and take simple criticism and fail to speak the truth and reflect on the truth, they got agitated and they started making all sort of noise about Mr. Frimpong Boateng. Why? The issue is that Mr. Nyao Tamakolo some time ago also expressed his views about the state of the NPP party, that there has been more or less like a capture in the leadership of the party. So if these people, distinguished people for that matter, are speaking like this, it means there's a problem.
There's a problem.
Maybe they try to consult, but they were not given a listening ear.
They were not given a listening ear.
Maybe they wanted to engage further, but they never gave them the chance to express their view. So out of love for their party, they need to come and speak it out. Maybe public opinion will take it us.
We'll take it on.
So far, so good. It is the decision to elect the flag bearer of the party that has triggered all this kind of conversation, because we have never heard this particular issue anywhere before.
Yes.
The question is, how can you, an organization, an institution, elect, as part of democracy, you elect your leadership before going to look for what? The people that will make you kings. In other words, how will you make kings before going to look for the kingmakers? In the NDC, we have a fantastic, a decentralized, a more participatory ways of what? Electing our various representatives.
Right.
From the branches, branch elections are conducted. To the constituencies, constituency elections are conducted. To the regional executives elections are conducted and elected before we go to the national, which means the decision that brings the political party together, no, every single Ghanaian, the grassroots most especially, has his or her take in it. before going to even start our regional constituency and branch elections. So it simply states that they want to find a way and mean to impose a candidate. That is problematic.
Right. So let me read the constitution they cited.
Right.
So organization, Article 55. So, organization of political parties. The right to form political party is hereby guaranteed. Every citizen of Ghana is voting age has the right to join a political party. Now, let me move to clause 5 of that. Or let me just continue. So, subject to the provisions of this article, a political party is free to participate in shaping the political will of the people, to disseminate information on political ideas, social and economic programs of a national character, and sponsor candidates for elections to any public office other than district assemblies or lower local government units.
Right.
Every political party shall have a national character, and membership shall not be based on ethnic, religious, regional, or other electional divisions. Right. The clause 5. The internal organization of a political party shall conform to democratic principles,
right,
and its actions and purposes shall not contravene or be inconsistent with this constitution or any other law.
Yes.
So if this is what the constitution is saying, why are we going against it?
You know, as a matter of fact, we are not going against it in entirety. Because if you look, in simple terms, in the street economy, what this particular article is saying is that as a part of building up political parties, we must take the views of people, individuals, religious bodies, chiefs, in fact, everybody, in electing people to form political parties or even participating in what? The formation. That is the basic understanding of this particular clause. So now, what is different today?
What is different today?
You understand?
Yes.
And so far so good. The NDC as a political party, this is what we'll be following all this while. That is why when we lost power, or even in power, some few weeks to come, NDC will start its internal elections. Where are we starting from? We are starting from the branches. That is the what? The polling stations, the basic units.
The basic unit, right.
So from there, you go to what? The constituencies. So from the constituency, you go to the regional.
Right.
It means all levels or all ranks and file has been observed through the electoral processes. So the NDC has never gone against this particular constitutional provision.
Then why are they suing the NDC as well?
Well, I don't know their reasons.
Right.
They stated about their delegate system.
Yes. About
where some group of people are disenfranchised from what? Participating
in it.
In other words, electoral college. Maybe Greater Accra can be said that, oh, we should have some selected people to vote in favor of Greater Accra, which does not reflect the true insight of the people.
Yeah. That's
because
not even democratic.
You may want Kofi, I may want Ama, or I may want Kweku, but you can't tell me that we should pick somebody to go and vote on. Whether I'll choose Ama, you will choose Kweku. One person will go and choose for us, the two of us, which means our views, our ideals have been shattered, which frowns against democracy. And so far in the NDC, that is what we have been doing. Have you ever heard any person suing the NDC because of this particular one? If not the MPP's leadership, we have never heard this before. In simple terms, they are trying to what? Make a king before going to look for the kingmakers, which means they are still working so hard to what? Collapse their party. Because if you have given me a candidate, you have imposed a candidate on me, the candidate's ideologies do not resonate with me as a grassroots. That is going to form apathy. And when apathy comes in, I won't vote. That person have a friend, a relative, maybe a wife, a son. That person holds that influence on those numbers of people. So when apathy sets in, I'm not going to vote because maybe my preferred candidate was not given a chance or giving us the system didn't allow us to participate in the process of choosing that person. Right. So at the end of the day, the system is programmed in a way to put somebody on you that yes, opa, fa ko. That is what the NPP is trying to do. So for a person like Mr. Nyao Nyao Tamekolo, and Mr. Frimpong Boateng to come and sue the NPP together with NDC and the EC, it clearly says that all is not well. And who are these people? It is the NPP gurus. They may not be able to sue only NPP, so they just want to what? To chicken in NDC to just make the news. Okay. But constitutionally, NDC have been following the process from 92 when we started multi-party democracy.
Right. So does that mean that the EC is also flouting these rules? Because I believe they are the ones supposed to make sure that they followed what is stated in the constitution.
You know, IPAC, political parties and the EC meet to deliberate on issues within their internal elections. And the main function of what? The EC is to what? Is to supervise, regulate before elections and after elections. From registration of membership, vetting of polling stations, creation of new branches and so on. That is their core mandate. That will be done alongside the political parties. So that's how come you see that they go to IPAC meetings to deliberate on processes, structures to be observed. You understand? Yeah. So at the end of the day, for the EC to also be part of this particular, I don't know, maybe they should come up with more explanations.
Yes.
So that we really know the intentions of this particular lawsuit. But in basic principle, the NDC has been observing this particular clause, and we have not gone down the constitution anywhere. We have had our democratic elections from the branch, from to the wards, to the constituencies, to region, and to national. So at the end of the day, whoever is elected as a branch chairman is a true reflection of the people at the grassroots. Whoever is elected as the ward coordinator or the ward leadership is reflected by the branches. Whoever is elected as the region is at a consortium of what? The people within the region. That is the true reflection of the people. So whoever emerges as what? The flag bearer of the party, it means that is the real choice and the true choice of the people. And if not for anything, we work so hard to capture power. So if maybe a political party want to turn their processes down by starting to bath from the leg before going to the top, it is up to them. Exactly. That is up to, maybe it's a new strategy that they are developing, but we don't see any fruitfulness coming out of this particular decision.
Well, let's see how it goes. Does this lawsuit that these two prominent people have issued, is it by any case going to affect our electoral process or our election cycle? It is going to affect the NPP. The NPP? I'm telling you. Even in the upcoming primary? Absolutely. Are you sure? I'm being very honest. Why? Because preparation is already is already underway. Yes. And this came in, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday or something. Yes. So it depends on the court. So the courts can actually decide that they should halt the primaries. It depends on the outcome of the court's decision, or maybe the verdict that the court will be bringing out. That is why, if today, maybe a judgment is passed today that we should hold on with the elections, who is it going to affect more? It's the NPP, because NPP they have their election to run. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So far, so good. We are making plans to start from the basis, and they are making plans to start from the top. So you see, so if maybe a political party will be affected, is the NPP, the most fastest collapsing party in history. And I can tell you reasons and numbers why I'm making this particular assertion. Because for a party to win power in 2016 with overwhelming majority in parliament, got a hung parliament in 2020, and lost massively in the 2024 general election, that is problematic. And they are failing to learn and understand and resonate to the real issue. That's the most painful part. Because as a country, we need a strong and a credible opposition. When they bring out press conference, it's just an allegation without any proof of evidence. Some few months ago, about a year ago, when we took office, Mr. Ntimfo came and told us that a particular aircraft came to Ghana, brought gold or 2 gold away. When we went to investigate the matter, you understand? Yeah. So these are a group of people that have failed to learn. No. So at the end of the day, the most important thing is that the NDC is managing this country with all the proposed policies, and so far we have been able to see the cascading effect on the lives of Ghanaians. If not for anything, we've not seen our light went off. If not for anything, we've seen a persistent reduction in fuel prices.
As a matter of fact, today we are buying a liter of petrol for what? Under 9 Ghana cedis. That is remarkable. Under the MPP, it was 17 Ghana cedis, 18 Ghana cedis. So if you look at the sector of our economy, all things are being equal.
All things are being equal.
As a matter of fact, I'm so happy that the Minister of Roads, Mr. Kwame Agboja, is continuing all the inherited projects and even adding up more. So this is not a business as usual. The NDC's government is committed with a reset agenda in making sure that all the sectors of our economy have a direct effect that will have a benefit on the Ghanaian people. That is our vision and our focus. The most important is that we are succeeding as a government, and 1 year in office, I can tell you confidently, my sister, that it is better than the 8 years of the MPP.
So right now, this issue has been brought to light. Does it by any way affect voters' confidence? Looking at how the NPP's primaries is fast approaching, and me reading this and getting to know that they've actually breached the constitution, if I'm right to say, does it give me that confidence to even go and be in the queue and vote for the primaries?
Well, you know, political parties have their own ideologies. And I have seen strong MPP advocate sign out of MPP. The like of Mr. Alan Chamating, a founding member of MPP with GhanaTalks party, because of what? The party's leadership was not doing right things that reflected the views of the people with GhanaTalks. Now they are UP. So now, this particular lawsuit will have a direct effect on elections outcome. And it is because of the decision that the MPP leadership has taken. Because if not for anything, my dear sister, you are building a structure, maybe a 10-story building. You must lay your foundations very strong, right? You must make sure that the beams, the iron rods goes into the basics. Now it's more or less like you want to go and start the roofing sheet before putting woods, before hitting nails, before raising a lentil. So at the end of the day, when this particular decision came, even before the lawsuit happened, people decided, oh, the way our MPP do there, me into aba. Me call UP and answer me call NDC.
Yeah, because at this juncture, I feel kind of scared for them, because if the court should rule in the favor of this suit, that means that the primaries will not come up.
Absolutely, and even if it will come back, it will come up with a lot of disappointment, because already people are frustrated. People's hands have been tied against their back. That hey, we should elect the flag before doing any kind of other elections. So I'm out for both that. So for a lawsuit to go and hit this particular matter again is more or less like putting concrete on concrete.
So is there anything they can do to actually avoid this?
They should engage. They should go back to what? The modus operandi, the processes that is being laid down by the constitution. Go back to the base. Speak to the people. Who do they prefer to lead their party? Gather consensus and know the reasons why this particular decision was taken or is being taken today. If they have any reason, they can still engage the people, explain to them that as part of dynamics and changes, this is what we want to do, and you pick the views of the people. So the best thing they can do to their party for this particular lawsuit not to affect them in the future or today is to purposely go to their roots. The polling stations, the grassroots, go and engage them. When you are done with that, go to the constituencies, engage the constituency executives. After that is done, come to the region so that the views of the people will reflect on the decision that you take as a leadership.
Right.
It's more or less like the leadership of the party, they are on another page, and the grassroots, the real party faithfuls, they are also on another page. Akwa ji say, "Ubesa wo fufu, na ye nkwan, na usu wa ye ti na odi abedum fufu." It doesn't work anywhere.
It's not a good combo.
Absolutely. That is what the MPP is cooking for you delegate.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they may be forced to elect somebody that may not be preferred.
Right.
We saw that in their the showdown matter. I will not even go there.
Do you by any chance have knowledge as to why they had to change how the constitution has cited for them to go about the processes? As you mentioned, they were supposed to start from the lower from the branches
yes,
before they go up there. I know it's not actually from your camp. I actually wish our NPP communicator was here, but unfortunately he had an emergency, so he couldn't join us. So this is actually a question I'm throwing to you. Do you have any knowledge as to why they had to, change this whole thing? Why they are voting for their flag bearer before they come down to the people?
What the NPP is doing, the bottom line is that the leadership of the party today, NPP I mean, have failed. As we speak today, they don't have a national chairman though. They have sacked their national chairman.
Who was then their national chairman?
I forgot it because I'm not too much into their activities.
That's fine.
But it is established that their party chairman is incapacitated. Yapamno. Why
did they sack him? Was it due to an incompetence?
Only God knows.
Right.
Because if not for anything, Mr. Frimpong Boati was also issuing a letter to be sacked out of the party. So NPP is now sacking. They will just disappoint you right now. Because if a whole Professor Frimpong Boati can be sacked out of the party because he expressed his view, his candid opinion, you see, where the MPP has got into it's like they are losing the central core or the engine of the party. How can a person like Mr. Nyawonya Wetamoklo express his view and you fail to listen to that? How can Mr. Frimpong Boateng bring up an issue and you fail to respond to those people? A whole Alan Chamatin left the party because he thought that the party's leadership has found some a mechanism to direct election fortune to a particular candidate. I mean Dr. Bawumia. So out of that frustration and disappointment, he didn't throw any jab at anybody. He only went out of the party Nicodemously. And now they are metamorphosed into what? UP, the Butterfly Party.
Yeah.
And when you hear them speak, they are proposing solutions. New ideas are emerging. You understand?
Yes. Please.
That is the true reflection of the NPP party. Because if a political party can issue a press release to all media houses across the country and tell us that they are not going to contest Ablekuma South by-elections, the rerun of the 9 polling stations in Ablekuma. Little did we know, the General Secretary brought that into the media before we got to the grounds. They were campaigning, sharing money to delegates. So you see, which kind of leadership style is this?
Right. Now let's go back to why they decided to adopt is it the top and down?
Yes, the rooftop.
Yeah, the top to down.
Yeah. You know, so as it stands now, looking at how their party is organized, I think people are trying to protect their jobs. Because if not for anything, the current, if they should have done the bottom-up approach, most of the national executive of the MP should not be in office today. Yes. Why? Because you won with overwhelming majority in 2016. You were given a hung parliament in 2020. 2024, 4 years per you have lost our peace mind massively. When they say something, you not listen to the people. Issuing statement to sack people out of the party. People that suffered, they know the genesis of the NPP party, the UP tradition, the people that brought bare the NPP. You are sacking them. Because if they want to go through their branch elections, branch secretaries will be voted for, regional executive will vote for, that cast across all the portfolios. The anger in the grassroots in the NPP, they will vote all their national executive off because the leadership has failed the party over the years. You understand? Because you say a profinity. It means the leadership of the NPP It's not in good standing. They are not ready to listen to advice. They are not ready to what? To listen to critics. And they are finding their ways and means to protect their jobs by starting to what? To elect the Fiabra before going to what? Going back to what? The normal process. Now, it is their own members that are suing them now in court.
Right. So these people that are suing them, are they looking for the betterment of the party, or they just want to disrupt the primaries?
Look, Dr. Nyao Tameklo, even in opposition, has been proposing solutions that will help the nation, for that matter, their party. So I don't think Mr. Nyao Tameklo wish bad for the MPP. They want the betterment of the MP. That is why they want the MPP leadership to go back to what? The normal process. Because they have seen that the leadership of the party is trying to what? To collapse so rapidly the party that they have suffered to build over the years. So as a matter of strategy to bring them back to track, maybe they've advised them in the room, they've not listened.
They've not listened. So the best way is to take it to court.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's meet in court.
Absolutely. That was the anthem before the 2024 general elections.
Right.
If you cough, they say you should go to court. If you flatulate, they say you should go to court. So at the end of the day, the bottom line is that Mr. Nyao Tameklo and Dr. Frimpong Boateng, they are the best well-wishers of the MPP. And the legal step that they have taken, if the party so wish, they should listen to these people and then go back and observe the right processes in building up a political party, purposely to win political power in some 30 years to come.
Right. So that means that the NDC will also be in court to also give their statements.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we will defend our issue very well.
Right.
If not for anything, for the past 32 years, we have been following the branch elections process till today.
So this has been known that because they wouldn't want to just go for their party alone, they involved the NDC, of which they are aware that they didn't breach any parts of the Constitution.
Absolutely.
Right. That's fine. Thank you for that brilliant submission. Let's move on to our next topic. Chief Justice proposes special court to tackle Galamsey PA infractions. So Ghana's Chief Justice has proposed the creation of a special court to handle two major national problems: illegal mining, also known as Galamsey, and Public Accounts Committee infractions involving the misuse of public funds. According to the Chief Justice, cases related to Galamsey and unresolved PAC findings drag on for years in the regular court system. This delay, he argues, weakens enforcement, encourages impunity, and allows environmental destruction and financial management to continue without consequences. The proposal follows persistent public concern over the slow prosecution of Galamsey offenders despite environmental damage to our river bodies and farmlands. The failure to act on adverse findings from Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, even after the Attorney General flags serious financial irregularities. So the Chief Justice believes that the court should be created, a special court should be created to deal with these particular issues. Do you think it's necessary?
It is very, very necessary.
You don't see it as a waste of resources?
No. The reason is that it is arguable, actually.
Yeah.
You see, I know of cases that are older than me, right? In court. To today.
Still in court.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of disputes that they've been fighting this dispute, appeal after appeal, Supreme Court judgment, they rebounce it back and so on. 30, 35, 40 years in court. So the question is, if we have a dedicated law court, I know as part of the research agenda, the government is trying so hard to make sure that institutions work. You understand my point? Now, you know, we are a country with close to 35 million people and growing. And day in, day out, population is growing. That's the same way societal issues are increasing. Crime, other social vices are increasing. So our judicial service In fact, all our institutions need what to be beefed up because of what the increasing demand of some of these services, and in particular case to the park infractions and also galamsey issues. I think it's a very laudable idea.
Right, but do you think that bringing up this specialized court is actually going to curb these issues?
For instance,
yes,
a practical example,
right,
allowing institutions to work. Some few years ago, a year down the line, we heard the MPP wanted to sell Tema Oil Refinery for 22 million Ghana cedis. And one Mr. Edward Combat was appointed to be the managing director of TOR. Within 1 year, my dear sister, they have been able to work and accrue $21 million. A shortfall of what? $100 million, $1 million to what? To beef up the proposed mindset of selling that property. So if you get the right people to head institutions will work for our benefit and for our betterment. So the government is trying to make sure that institutions that need to work effectively work. That's why proposals are made. Suggestions are made. If well taken into considerations, money is allocated for that particular purpose. And I think galamsey issue for one should be one that should be looked at very critically.
Very critically.
Because it destroys our forest reserves, our water bodies with impunity. Look, if you check the health facility, their year-in-year records, infertility, mortalities, you could see when you treat these particular matters, these cases, it goes back to the basic needs of the people: water, food, environment that they stay. It means the galamsey issue is having a direct effect on us. Today, somebody can give birth to a baby will be malfunctioning, maybe in a absolutely, as a result of what?
Galamsey.
You understand? But so far so good. This government, as part of the fight against galamsey, has put in up practical measures to fight galamsey.
What are the practical measures?
One, the revoking of what? The LI 2 forces that allows people to go and mine in forest reserve has been revoked by my government.
Yes.
Two, the intervention of what? The NIMOS. An inter-agency cooperative with the Security Services, Forestry Commission, EPA, to fight these illegal activities in our water bodies, in our forest reserves. Another intervention, cooperative mining formation, where communities or mining companies will form a cooperative and go to the Ministry of Lands to go register, which means if you are among a cooperative, you know where exactly you are supposed to mine. So you not go and be what? Destroying our water bodies and our land. So the cooperative is formalizing what? Our local mining sector. Another intervention, the Blue Water Guard Initiative, which is to give a constant update on our water bodies, whether they are getting cleaner, whether they are getting dirtier. When they are getting dirtier, at which angle are they getting dirtier from? Then reports are made. So their main job is to give a periodic account, day-to-day account of our water bodies. So you could see that this is not just about talking, these are about practical measures in curbing this particular menace. So for a court to be proposed in addition, it supplements already existing practical measures to also whoever is found guilty breaching that particular law, you need to go to court quickly.
Right.
Now I go jail. So I go jail.
Right. So does that mean that because we don't have, or let me say, because our courts are congested, and then due to that, these issues are not dealt with swiftly, does it mean that those that have been arrested, their issue has not been dealt with yet?
You know, I was checking through some court documents some time ago. My dear sister, if you look at the number of cases that are piled down, there are even cases that the next day to go and hear the case at court is not determined. So you could see that there's a huge workload on the judicial service. You understand? So at the end of the day, for a specific and important matter infractions, IPAT infractions, galamsey issues to be given a special court to purposely fast track the the cases so that those cases will not go and add up to the already existing backlogs.
Okay.
It is more or less like to decongest the legal process,
Yeah,
to fast track issues. Accountability will be what? Will be kept. Because if you know that if you go against the law by going to mine irresponsibly, you have a special court that can best determine your case within 2 weeks or a month. That the necessary sanctions will be given to you today. Akunta Mining and Mr. Wuntubi are in court.
Yeah, they are in court.
Who knows how long this case is going to travel?
It's going to travel. So, assuming we had a special court.
Oh, 10. You understand? Not to stampede, but at the end of the day, because it has its dedicated function. For instance, the main function of police service is to give security and protect lives and property, clearly defined. So they are on their mandate. When an illegality is being perpetuated in anywhere in this country, they pick their intelligence. Quickly, arrests are made. When arrests are made, recommendations are made. If any part of court, so at the end of the day, it is purposely to decongest the long term. That's why I said that some cases are even older than me.
Yeah, you mentioned
35 years, 40 years,
and they are still in court.
Absolutely.
And family members are actually waiting to be called.
Oh, rather Mr. I've forgotten his name. He was being interviewed. That you are still in court. I say yes. And the journalist asked, when next are you going to court? So my date is not even yet determined. And when he was proffered that he said that the number of cases that are there. So even the date, I bet na sem campo no embaye. So this is a good call, and I think that Mr. Bafoboni should come and explain to us more. That, but in basic knowledge, these are some of the reasons that might necessitate this formation of a new court to fast track this irresponsible but important ways of accountability.
Right. Looking at the infraction with PAC, why are these people left to go scot-free? Would you say that it's because we don't have court to deal with this issue? Because I believe they are corruption-related issues. So why not take them to wherever they are supposed to be for...
You see, when institutions fail to work, some of these things happen. You understand? That is why I made a clear example of what? Getting the right people to man the various institutions. Tor was supposed to be sold at 22 million. Somebody came within 1 year. And he paid me a yejuma in $21 million. A deficit of $1 million now a day. Nanka, I dream of more somebody $22 million no. Nanka in years. It clearly tells you that when the right people are given the job to do and they are allowed to do the work independently, we may see fast tracking some of these processes. Because at the end of the day, corruption related matters should go to court.
Yes.
Which is going to take maybe 1,000 years and over. You understand?
Yes.
So there should be a dislink between the political actors and then the institutions for them to work. If not for anything, we have seen cases that have traveled all this while. Legal battle, now we are koha for far away bra. Before you realize 1 year is gone, 2 years is gone, 5 years, about 10 years. You will be like, so some of these things as part of, in fact, we just want Ghana to work. We just want our country to be a better place so that nobody take advantage of the law. Nobody take advantage of what? Whether he or she is a politically connected or very influential in society. As the confidence that we have in our judicial service can come back. If not for anything, I keep saying that cases are even older than me. So as part of the research agenda, let us make sure that we work so that it will affect all our institutions. In Sewunya, you have the confidence to go to court and your case will be listened to. And I also want to appeal to the judicial service. Right. And you know, one of the main reasons why this thing keeps long is that corruption cases, sometimes they travel so long because of investigations, getting the right information. So it takes so much of a time. So for a court to be dedicated, especially PAC. Why are you so worried about PAC?
For
instance,
concerned?
The recent leadership that went office at the state STC, a Metro Mass. My dear sister, how can you supervise a sale of what? A long Metro bus to be sold at 2,500 Ghana cedis? Add a biscuit. No, you see, I hope you understand some of these things.
Yes.
So some of these issues straight now. What some corner di when we see car, you just can't want me now go jail. Now call you Jumade ma buying. Now you found do a fool. You get my point?
Yeah, I get it.
Because for a managing director to sit and allow state institution like the Metro Mass Transport System, look, sometimes it baffles me that we allow the taxpayers' money to go waste. This is not about the NDC and NPPO, it's about the country. Because just look at the way some of us are stranded in traffic at rush hours in the morning and in the evenings. So imagine there is an agency responsible for what? State transportation, to ease the burden on Ghanaians, and you manage it, you render the institution hopeless. Unknowingly, you see, say 14,000, no my receipt. The buses are 4. So when you divide that 14,000 by 4, a bus is 2,500, a bus is 3,200. Just imagine, this is wickedness.
So for that particular case, should be dealt with.
Absolutely.
Should be dealt with.
Even the tie, even bicycle tie, say one of those Tata buses, their tie is almost 2,500, 3,000. One tie. And the whole full bus with the engine, the tie, the shock, the backers, everything, so for 2,500. Ghana, it's more than pa.
Right. I don't know if you've gotten this reaction before, but if issues happen and the person is like, oh, I'm taking the issue to court, there's this reaction some people give, oh, what the court is going to do. That should tell you that they've actually lost trust and even confidence in our courts.
Yes.
Because it's termed as if, say, if you don't have money, you can't go to court.
Yeah.
And it's like the courtroom is for the elite.
Yeah.
For the poor, they don't even get to hear their issue. How different is this going to be, the specialized court that the Chief Justice is proposing to make sure that, one, it's not politically motivated.
Right.
As we know that our courtroom, if you're in NPP, this court's there, though. What's the assurance that they are going to make sure that these courts are not politically motivated, and also make sure that the confidence that people used to have when their issues are being taken to court, that there's going to be a fair hearing, like that thing is being kept.
You see, I keep saying that institutions are established for our benefit, and if the right tools, the needed environment is created, institutions work. As we speak today, I know there are consultations ongoing within the prisons service to decongest all the prisons. Why? Ubako be case mono, ne are remaining for 5 years. If you go into the case, we are there by a punching and I say brudo or court, you are jailing or your money remand 5 years, my dear sister. Now obiti baby, now or the pen, a ton car bako 2,500, no ninam. So when you look at these particular 2 cases, they are all cases, but one is more criminal than another. So if you are dealing with such issues, you must be very considerate. The gravity of offense. So maybe don't be surprised. In a few weeks, months coming, there will be proposals that will be hearing just what will be congest some of these places. Because how can you keep somebody in remand for stealing maybe a goat or a cock or a chicken?
Remand.
Absolutely, and they are there. Wow. You understand? So it's like we are faced with challenges, and it is sad that the past 8 years we didn't see any proactive actions from the previous administration to bring initiatives on board to what? I just don't know what to say at this time, because sometimes the actions are inhumane. You are subjected to 5 years of remand in maybe Kumasi Central prisons, maybe any panel or 20 years. Obeba no 25 years. And who even knows that case will even be listened to? So that person might end up getting 10 years in jail. In remand, in custody. So the youthful population is being lost.
It's been lost.
Meanwhile, maybe a combine energy no.
Korea.
You understand? So if we are able to create an enabling environment for the youth to strive, policies are formulated for the economy to be very fruitful, for businesses to grow, generate policies that can get the youth employed, because the government sector can't employ everybody. That's why the NDC is providing the Ejuma Paura, the free apprenticeship program, and other initiatives purposely to boost up private participation in job creation and entrepreneurship. And so far, so good. My government is on track.
Right.
So as part of policy, not only for the benefit of the NDC, but for the collective good of the country, we are doing so well to make sure that our institutions and agencies work so well.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Christian Tete. Your last words, please.
Well. I want to say a very big thank you to your listeners, first of all, Ghanaians for that matter, for at least listening to the John Dramani Mohammed's administration's the message and the recoveries that we've been able to make, the policies that we've been able to implement. If not for anything, we've seen the persistent decrease in fuel prices reasonably. We have seen a reduce in cost of doing business in this country. We've seen investor confidence. We've seen a renewed commitment in our financial sector, whereby the finance minister is committed in effectively allocating our scarce resource for importance of the economy. If not for anything, our lights are on, and if the lights are on, more investors will come on board to come and produce. And when that happens, jobs will be created, youth will be employed, the dependency ratio will be increased, the crime rate will also come down. Collectively, the government gets more revenue in building our country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Christian Tete. That was an insightful conversation we had right here on the show. Thank you. We are hoping to see you again. And thank you to our lovely audience for doing the listening, and thank you for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll draw the curtains at this juncture. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.